All right, guys, this is the Fightlete report. Sean here, and we have a big weekend coming up. UFC 229 is tomorrow night. I am so excited. Khabib Nurmagomedov versus Conor McGregor. You heard me talk about it in the Fightlete report a little bit, and let's get right to it, man. I call it fifth round submission. It's going to be it's Khabib. I'm telling you, he's going to take him down. He's going to wear him out. Oh, what's up, man? Rick Little is in the house. What's up, brother? Hey, thanks for joining in. I'm just doing a short little chat. Not really going into too depth. Just giving my reactions to stuff that unfolded today for the UFC with the weigh-ins and stuff, and just do a little talk. Of course, if you want to join me, Green Street Local is where we are at. And Rick Little, what's up, man? He is the coach of Sick Jitsu. Hey, man, good to see you. You're up late like me. You're a night owl. But yeah, man, we can't wait for to see his fighters perform in the future. Of course, Mike Chiesa, waiting to hear him, see him perform against another tough guy, and Carlos Condit. And if you didn't hear our interview, check it out. It's on the Fight Report this week. So I just dropped it today. So check out our interview right now on the Fight Report, Spreaker.com/user/Fightlete. It's all there. And check out my interview with Rick Little. But moving forward, man, I'm still gonna keep with it. I know everyone's saying Conor McGregor's got that left hand loaded and he's gonna knock him out. Everybody's saying that. I'm still sticking with Khabib. I am, man. I see him taking him down, wearing him out for 5 rounds. I know that I'm going by the stats that Khabib has never lost a round in a fight, and even if you talk to Javier Mendez, and I'm not sure how true this is, his head coach says he's never lost a round sparring. It's very impressive. Conor McGregor brings a wealth of knowledge. He brings great striking, and once this fight is on the ground, I think it's a whole nother ball game. And not to any detriment for Conor McGregor, man. I think, he's shown that he's able to scramble up, get back up like he did against Chad Mendes. But remember, Chad Mendes took that fight on very short notice. Khabib has been training for this fight, I would say, for at least 4 or 5 months, man. He's been ready for this. He knew it was coming, and he's going to take Conor McGregor. As long as he has the gas tank full and plenty, he's going to take Conor McGregor down at will, man, at will. And it's going to be very ugly, man. I really wish I could say this is going to be a different fight. I wish I would say it's going to be more exciting. It's going to have those huge moments. And I believe early on it will. I think Conor's going to come in there and that not only just gauge the distance, he's going to get a couple jabs, get shots, real good shots in. He's going to stagger Khabib. I don't know. I think Khabib's going to know one after like a quick couple, exchanges that he's got to take this fight to the ground. He's got to commit to the takedown. I think that's what he's going to do for the rest of the fight, man. And I hate to say it, man. I just don't see Conor McGregor coming out for the win. Now, I could be wrong. I'm still sticking with Khabib Nurmagomedov. I know everyone wants me to eat crow, but I'm sticking with Khabib, man. Just a dominant fighter. I don't believe Conor's in his head. I think he's ready to go. I think he's done with the hype train of Conor McGregor, man. And I'll say this: Conor McGregor, there's a hype train behind him. I want to see it derailed, man. I know this guy's not invincible. I know he's not a god like you think he is. And I like to see that happen. I like to see the most popular fighters and whatever. I like to see if they have it in them. And they take on a great challenger. And I feel like in many ways it's like Conor McGregor's the champion, and Khabib's the challenger. The way everybody's treating it, but it's like they need to give the respect to Khabib Nurmagomedov, 26-0. And I don't care if you said, oh, well, he's only beaten like 2 guys out of the top 10. Yeah, you know what? He's had a list of people he's beaten. They're all tough. I don't go by rankings in the UFC anymore because, it doesn't matter. You'll get a title shot if you're number 5 or you're number 8, as long as you are popular, you have the right. If you're performing the way UFC wants, and that's not just in the octagon. If you're performing outside the octagon, if they want, as they're looking for you to do. If you're creating a lot of noise and you're drumming up a lot of fans, a lot of support, well, UFC is going to give you a title shot. So That doesn't matter to me. I think Khabib is the UFC lightweight champion. I would have loved to see him fight Ferguson. Listen, if he would have fought Ferguson, that would have made him even more legit as a champion. And if he defeated Ferguson, I 100% agree with that. But no one else will see that way. But I got Khabib Nurmagomedov. It's hard to bet on this fight. Actually put money down. I'm staying away from that. I just want to see a good fight. I think Khabib's got this fight. I think he's got it clean. And, I'm tired, guys. It's been a long day of work. I haven't even seen the full weigh-ins yet. I'm going to enjoy that right after this. As I normally do, I'm just unwinding, getting on here and doing some chatting. So, it's interesting to note that not only was Ferguson and Pettis on that card, because in fact, if something happened in the main event, one of them would have to step up and fight whoever didn't make the main event. So either Conor or Khabib. But in the same respect, we learned that Kevin Lee was there, and Kevin Lee was there. And I guess in case that did happen, whether it be Ferguson or Pettis getting the title shot in the main event, or just stepping up to the main event, he would get to fight either Ferguson or Pettis. So that's some interesting stuff too, that I just noted. I just found out a recent interview that Kevin Lee, he made the weight. He was contracted to be there in case something fell out with the main event and the co-main event, in particular co-main event. Because if something happened in the main event, then the co-main event would fall out and he would be there to replace him. And from his eyes, he wants to fight the UFC Fight Night Milwaukee. That needs a good main event. Still looking for one. We know Justin Gaethje would be available. I'm not Anthony Pettis. Depending how this fight goes, you never know. He might do a quick turnaround, come back to Milwaukee on December 15th. I'd love to see that happen. I'd be a big fan of that. We'll see. We'll see what happens in this fight. And I've got Anthony Pettis winning this fight. I think it's going to be close. I think he gets it done. And my original prediction was submission or knockout. And basically what my prediction was, submission or knockout in the late second, early third. I'm thinking this might go all 3 rounds, though. Tony Ferguson is tough as nails. And, the way that he's able to come in there and dictate the striking at times, he's a tough guy to fight. Pettis is going to have his hands full, Tony Ferguson. But in the same regard, Tony Ferguson, I don't know if he's 100% with that knee injury coming in. And me and Rick Little both agree that Anthony Pettis will win this fight. I picked originally Anthony Pettis by knockout or submission, but I could see it going to decision. Now you look at the other fights on the card. We go down the list. Derek Lewis, Alexander Volkov. I got Lewis. Late second, early third round, he's going to get a knockout. Derek Lewis is hungry for that win, that past performance. Behind him now, with Francis Ngannou, and his back is healthy. He's 100% ready to go. Him and Volkov had some kind of they got face to face, and they almost got into a fight right there at the weigh-ins. Dana White said that he took blame for that. It was his fault. Originally at the press conference face-off, the media day face-off, they did that with they got close to one another and did the face-off with no altercation. However, this time was different. I didn't see the weigh-in yet. I just know that both these guys went at each other, and it kind of got ugly for a minute, for a second or whatever. But you know what? These two are going ready to fight, and I've got Derek Lewis winning this fight by second round, third round knockout. Dominic Reyes, OSP. I think Dominic Reyes, the fact that he's on a 6-fight win streak, all in the first round, knockouts. So 6 consecutive fights, they've all been finished in the first round. Very impressive. Now, we'll see what happens. If he's taking on a tough guy in OSP, who's a guy that's a top-heavy guy. Like, he's physically, he's a specimen from, the middle to the top. I think the bottom, his legs are kind of smaller. I think he's a great athlete. Listen, what I'm saying is, I'm not saying his legs are small. Rather, I'm just saying he's a top-heavy guy. He can lock in that Von Flute choke very easily. I am still going to go with Dominic Reyes, and I've got Dominic Reyes by winning by knockout. I think he's going to get another big, impressive finish. However, I think it could be late first or early second. But Dominic Reyes, the way he's been putting everything together, Joe Day Stevenson is his head coach. Now they're training at Dan Henderson's Ultimate Fitness, the Ultimate Fitness Training Center. So now that Joe Stevenson's the coach at Dan Henderson's Training Center, Joe Stevenson's gained the absolute best training over there that he possibly can. And you know what? I'm very impressed with him, and it's going to be a great fight. So look for Donald Reyes to get that finish. I just don't see OSP. I think his time is done in the light heavyweight division. I think it's time for Donald Reyes to crack that top 10, to be ranked. You know, and like I said, I don't go by UFC rankings, but in my own personal rankings, he should be up there in that division, and I see him being one of the top guys. So, you know, I like I said, I don't really follow the rankings. I'm not a rankings guy, like following like the UFC rankings. I just, in my head, I know this guy should be up there with this win against OSP. It's the toughest opponent he's ever had. A great opportunity to be on a big card like this, and I think the young guy gets it done. Next up, we got Michelle Waterson, Felice Herrig. And originally, I did not have this fight. I didn't pick a winner. Both these women are tough. Michelle Waterson got it done against Courtney Casey by split decision, her last fight. Felice is coming off a big loss, a tough loss by split decision to Carolina. Now, these women do not want to go a split decision this time around, but you forced me to pick a winner. I am going with Michelle Waterson by split decision. I know they both don't want to go to a split decision, but I think this is going to be a close fight. I think Felice is powerful. She's got a lot of strength, but I just got Michelle Waterson with the striking. The experience of Michelle Waterson is going to come through, and I feel she's going to get the win. It's a tough fight, though. I think Felice is going to try to get this fight to the ground as quickly as possible, but Waterson, her jiu-jitsu, I think she's going to threaten even off her back. She's going to throw with multiple submissions, and I got Michelle Waterson. If you have to make me choose, I got Waterson. Sergio Pettis defeats. He fights Jessier Da Silva by in the prelims. I'm excited for this fight. I love the way Sergio fights. Big win over Joseph Benavidez. He gets it done over Jessier Da Silva by unanimous decision. And nothing else to report, guys. This is about it. Just want to give some quick updates. Of course, the live remote will be tomorrow from Green Street Local, 130 South Green Street, Chicago. If you want to join us, Michael Oliva. So I'm going to tag him on this video. But, yeah, hit him up. All the information's on my Facebook. But hit him up if you want to make a table reservation. We're going to be there at 6:30 p.m. We're going to go live. We'll take a couple breaks, but we'll go live before the pay-per-view starts. And I'm excited. I'm excited for this fight. And another note, okay, so back with Matthew Butterman, when I was talking to him, he said that's who Sergio Pettis called out. He called out Jessier Da Silva, that he wanted to fight him. And I'm excited for that, man. That's awesome. I like to see that happen, and I like to see when fighters go ahead and they know exactly who they want to fight. That's really cool. Sergio Pettis, he is from Milwaukee. He is on the same card as his brother, and I got both Pettis brothers winning. I really do. I think they're both going to come out and show what they've got. Sergio Pettis does not mind staying on the feet. His wrestling is very good. He's pulled out big submission wins in the past. I think that he gets it done. Against a tough guy, Jessier Da Silva, okay, is currently on a tough guy. He's currently on a 2-fight win streak. Ben Nguyen, he's by submissions, so he's won submissions. But I don't think Sergio Pettis is afraid to go to the ground with him, and I think Sergio's going to come out there. The tough loss with Henry Cejudo is behind him. The fight with Benavidez got his confidence back. He outstruck Benavidez on the feet, was able to take him down during the fight as well, and he's really displayed a lot of improvements. So he doesn't want it to go to split decision this time. He's going to make it sure it doesn't happen, and I got him winning by unanimous decision. Well, that's it, guys. For everyone out in Vegas, the media out there, I wish I could be out there with you all. This is an amazing fight, but I'll be doing my remote live from Green Street, local 130 South Green Street, and this is Sean on the Fight Report. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for checking out my video. And stay tuned for the Fight Report next Tuesday, 12 p.m. Thank you. Take care, guys. Enjoy UFC 229. We don't get this often. A huge pay-per-view, a mega main event, probably the biggest UFC pay-per-view of all time. And oh yeah, so a couple of things we just found out about is UFC 230's co-main event is going to be Nate Diaz versus Dustin Poirier. That to me is a number one contender fight. If you don't think so, I think it is. I think that's going to be number one contender. You're going to match up, and it's quite possible Conor McGregor comes in there and he fights Nate Diaz next. But take care, guys.